Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Diego. Thank you for being here. We are at Unlock Gamer Talks number 6. We actually already reached the 6th episode. It's really crazy. Me and Uriel, we will continue to make this anytime we have free time to doing it, of course.
Yeah.
Who am I? In case it's the first time that you are participating to this event, I'm Diego Cutie. I'm a game designer and creative director by 16 years in the game industry. You might know me for a game that will come out basically in 2 days, which is Tower Drive, or for my previous game as creative director, A Quiet Place, or as lead designer of Dying Light 2, or maybe for my book. But in any case, thank you for being here. I already see there is someone watching, and that's me. Please go, Uriel.
Hi everyone, I'm Uriel. If you haven't watched any of the previous episodes, I'm also a game designer. I'm a teacher. I organize events and work with the community of developers here in Rome through EGBA, and I'm working on Dynapack Trail with White Panther, a studio that I co-founded. But before going directly into the today's game, 2 days until the release of Star of Drive.
Yes,
Diego,
two
how
days.
do you feel?
Very excited. Now, this is actually very funny. I rarely speak about that, which is even after 16 years, when you release a game, I still get the chills. It's still something that it's incredibly unique, incredibly weird, incredibly strange. Because you are putting your game into the world and you hope it will be successful. You hope people will like it. Not always happens. Actually, as I always say, my first game, which is a fucking shit, it's very bad, and no one liked it. Literally, no one ever. But it's a very strange film. I'm very happy it's finally coming out because even if I worked a lot in the game industry, it's very rare that I'm able to make a game that it's how can I say that it's also something that I enjoy, something that really represent me as a designer. Most of the time when I make games, because I work with clients, I make a game purely for the audience or what the clients want / needs. In fact, I usually work as in the design department. In this part, I also put in a lot of my ideas, my way of thinking, and this type of stuff. And I'm very, 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 very satisfied. Very satisfied with the result. I think it's a great game. It's a fantastic game. Yes. It's a perfect game. No, no game is perfect. Maybe another 10 years. But I'm very happy. Now, in case this is the first time that you are watching us, anyone who is watching, this is a very interactive chit chat. So feel free to say hi. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to give your opinion. It's always a pleasure. And of course, thank you for your time. And what are we discussing today is A Way Out, which is a game that I played. So I think when it came out, maybe like 2-3 months after it came out. But Uriel just played. Am I right?
Yes, last week during the
Last
weekend.
week. Okay. So
Yes,
literally.
very, very recent. And it's a game that I had heard a lot about. It's from the same people who also developed It Takes Two, a game that I loved, and I'm pretty sure we are going to cover at some point because
Yes.
you have also played it. And they recently released Split Fiction, a game that we are going to play together.
Yes.
So we will also cover that. So they know what they are doing when it comes to cooperative games. That's kind of their specialties. And as soon as I've played the game, I wrote Diego. Okay, Diego. Next week we are going to talk about this. This is very, very interesting, very cool.
I absolutely. Actually, I'm shocked by the fact that I didn't thought about it. in the real sense of course, we should talk about this game. Like, why we are not doing it? Sorry, I'm trying to find the best way to have the level visible. And hi, Joshua.
Oh, this is the very start of the game. Hi, Joshua.
Thank you for being here. Yes, I just wanted to show the start of the game to give a bit of the basic of this game. So, what is Our Yacht? It's a co-op game. Is a story of two characters, the one that you're seeing playing right now, basically, a convicted and a new convicted, basically, two-person, which, as the name suggests, want to find a way out from the prison. It's a kind of self-descripting in that sense. It's not like magic or things like that. It's very descriptive. It's a way out from that prison. Very simple, very direct. And why? And it's an amazing game. Also, Joshua is telling it's a beautiful game. I can't wait to try Split Fiction. Yes, we were exactly talking about. We will play Split Fiction too. So how I played. I want to start with how I played it. So I played this game with my brother. In maybe 1 week, because me and my brother don't play every single day and things like that. Couch co-op. So we were sitting next to each other, literally, and just playing next to each other. How did you play it, Uriel?
I actually played it because of my unlucky streak. As always, I had a little bit of unluck. That night I was free for the first time in a lot of time to play a game. I wrote a friend of mine, let's play together. Okay, we're going to play Marvel Rivals. Okay, I tried to launch the game. It crashed multiple times on launch. It didn't even get to the first menu. So we surrendered. We said, okay, Helldivers is the game tonight. I had a very unique beach in the starship at the start that I have never seen before. It didn't seem to be solvable in any way. So we once again filled out and we said, okay, what can we play? Let's look through the cooperative games. These are the play together through stream option. So download it and we started playing. We finished the game in the sequent 2 days because we fell in love. We were meeting to complete it as soon as possible.
I'm struggling.
Fantastic. Also, we have someone new. Thank you for joining us. As you are someone new, please say hi. Feel free to share with us your opinion, question, comments, and everything else. And yes, I actually had the same. I fell in love with this game instantly. First was a bit of nostalgic element of seeing an actual split screen game. If you're wondering why we don't see split screen game very often in modern gaming, it's because of basically optimization. Having a split screen games means to have two cameras active at the same time. Having two cameras active at the same time literally means rendering two things at the same time. And of course, rendering two things at the same time has a very strong cost. Also, a lot of things like false ROM canceling and stuff like that cannot be easily applied with two cameras and things like that. So first was the nostalgic. Oh my God, a real split screen game. That's so cool. It's so many years that I don't play a real split screen. Amazing, cool. But then there was something else, which was this game is actually good. The story, it's simple at the start, but very captivating. Hey, we are two people convicted and we want to get out. And it's the shock redemption. It's simple, but it's so nice. It just works. There is always something magical about, notice people that want to fight for their freedom. Even if maybe they are in jail for the right, reasons or whatever, it's still like, there is this kind of like underdog narrative of fighting the big power. And, you hear a little bit of echo. Thank you. Okay, good that you told me. Okay.
I don't actually hear the echo from you.
Maybe now it's better,
So-
Joshua? No, and tell me, might be no, might be better, might be wrong. Please tell me if it's better or worse. Because perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't.
Thank you,
It's
Joshua.
different. Thank you. And so this is the first part, and then is actual the co-op gameplay. Now, this game is an excellent, and I underword the word excellent co-op game, and I want to go into now. As you see at the start of the game, the two players are not how can I say collaborating this much. You know, they are mostly doing their own things, which makes sense because they don't know each other. Now I hear. Let's just try something different. Sorry, guys. Once again, Unlucky Gamer Talks.
Classic.
It's expected. I think it's
Yeah, today
absolutely-
is especially unlucky. I'm waiting for a delivery, so at a certain point, I might have to go downstairs a moment. It's like this.
Okay, now here's the moment that they get friend, and now you notice that they get friend by basically being beaten up and stay sometimes, and then they eventually get friend. And let's go into the co-op. And this is the moment in which you are starting to actually collaborating. They devise a plan, and sometimes you are the action person, sometimes you are the distraction, sometimes you have to collaborate at the same time and doing I would say timed mini game. How would you call them, Uriel?
Yeah, I actually agree. They are almost quick time events. Sometimes, some other times is just smash the button to fill the bar. They, mechanically speaking, they are pretty easy, but
Yes.
they still you still need to collaborate with your teammate, with the other person. You need to say, okay, let's do it together. Let's count to 3, or come here. I discovered something. So the engaging part of the mechanic is the out of screen one more than the actual.
Here's there is a
mining.
perfect example. Like the player is basically unscrewing a vent under the basically the VC, the water,
The toilet, yeah.
the toilet. Thank you. Didn't know how to call it in English. I didn't care. And the other player needed to distract and help the other player by basically telling them, "Hey, the guard is coming." You need to stop doing that. And as we were saying, it's not that difficult in the sense of turning. It's not like a complex thing, but it's super interesting. Please continue. Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. So the game is full of these, and they kind of made it work because each time the task, even if it is a little bit trivial, it's still slightly different from the previous time. So as you can see right now, now the player has to smash quickly the square button before he had to unscrew something. So it was turning the analog stick. And every time is a little bit different, so it doesn't feel too repetitive. But actually, mechanically speaking, it's super easy. The interesting part is they found every time a different narrative pretext to get the players to interact with each other out of the screen and to help each other. One thing that I really wanted to talk about, actually from the very, very start of the game, it's the cameras that how they managed the cameras, because I found it super interesting and very, very well done.
Share with us.
So basically, you were talking about split screen and how it is nostalgic and it kind of work, but it's also hard. to do for some reasons. Here they did it in a way that I have never seen before. So at the start of the game, they are not even in the same map, really, the two characters. They are doing completely different things. You can choose to watch the story of one or the other. They obviously they did a very good job of pacing so that if one of the two screens is showing something very interesting, in the
Yes.
other maybe you are just working straight ahead. If you are talking to someone in the other part, there is nothing very important going on. But to me, that was very impactful because I'm used to split screen, but usually you are in the same space, you are just doing different things, but you are still close to each other. Here, we didn't even
Of
really
course.
know what was going on.
Yes.
Why are we here? Wait, I'm in a. Uh, I can't imagine how stressful the playtesting was for this game. Yeah.
Yeah, I fully agree. I love this comment, Joshua, because of what Uriel was saying. Camera, two players, so optimization issue, potentially things happening at a disjointed time. Really a nightmare for playtest. A nightmare for playtest. Also because playtester might need to simulate things like troll players. You know,
Yeah.
oh, what happened if I troll the other guy? Can we proceed to the game? How it works? What it does? And yes, it was probably a nightmare from a technical point of view and a nightmare from a playtest point of view, but a great game as a result.
Yes. Hi.
Oh, hi, thank you for being here. I also noticed another couple of people join us. If it's the first time, please say hi and feel free to talk with us, chit chat, share your opinion about A Way Out, which is what we were talking about. And yes, please continue.
So, to me, that was very impactful because I have never seen something like that before. And also the logistic choices, every angle of the camera, everything that was being shown or not being shown was felt very intentional from a design point of view and worked very, very well. This is an extremely cinematic game. And
Yes.
not only the camera setup and the what was in the screen, but also now we are seeing that the screen is perfectly divided into two parts. Sometimes one of the two screens starts taking more space than the other, or they change and they go like horizontal, so you can see the upper part and the downstairs. Sometimes one of the two screens just disappear. They merge into each other in some contexts. So they played a lot with the cameras, and I feel like they found many interesting ways to make the split screen cameras interact. And I think that the next evolution of this is split fiction, where we see that the cameras are going crazy and you can actually swap from one to the other with the words and all of that.
And a couple of things on what you said. So first, Joshua said maybe even more than trolling, faking to be friends. Exactly. Yes, or maybe
Yeah.
even more difficult, being incompetent at being friends. Not in a negative way, like that you're doing on purpose. It's just that you are not good at the game, and you are bad at it, and you create a problem. And I think that's something crazy interesting that Uriel said is that the game is super cinematic, and it's super cinematic. And I think the inspiration is the Show Death Redemption, Show Death Redemption, because of course, once again, it's a story about escaping and from a prison and things like that. But yes, the camera, the dynamism of the camera, which is split, but it's not always split, but it's split in a certain way. It gets bigger, it gets smaller, it gets vertical, it gets right, it gets wrong. It's amazing, and it makes this experience very cinematic, very unique, and it doesn't feel forced. Like when someone gets the entire camera, you're not feeling that your character is not important because you have this shared objective. or if someone is taking more space, it's because he found something cool and we need to learn from this cool element. Let's see if I found an example of that. In the meantime, and so I think this it's already one of the point of this game, which is the incredible use of this split but dynamic camera.
I think you can find something at the very start of the game. They obviously polished that a lot, so I think there will be examples there. And while you look for them, I will add something to the pretest. Okay, go.
So one of the guys inside, of course, and you notice now the camera didn't change the dimension, but it got in a more cinematic effect. You notice now it's a bit zoomed, it's cinematic. Of course, the guy needs to, and here, notice the camera kind of like got a bit on the left. Because, well, the other character is just waiting inside, so he has nothing to do, and this is more important. And why this is so interesting? Because this gives more interest to the character, but also is a great way, if you really think about it, and I never thought about it, so this is something that came out now, thanks to our chit chat, which is why I love it, to do pacing. Basically, now the player on the left, it's relaxing, while the player on the right, it's doing things, because probably before the player on the left did something complex and he needed to rest because the cognitive load was too much.
Yes, and it's also going to stress out the most impactful moments. This time that you've shown, the player on the right was going to get discovered. So the cop actually stopped him and was like, "Stop! Where are you going?" That's a very stressful moment, and this way it gets even more impactful because, of course, it is. You are not just giving me audio feedback and classic video feedback. Now my screen is actually getting wider, putting more importance on the part. So yeah, I love the game when I started discovering these little camera tricks. That was one of the first moments that I noticed the game was so interesting. My door just rang. I'm going to run down and come back. Sorry, one moment, guys.
No worries. In the meantime, there is a part that I loved, and I'm very happy that I found it, which is, this is another incredibly interesting element of this game, which is this collaborative, low difficulty mini game. So this character are once again trying to escape, and they found a place that they might be able to climb if they do a very unique type of climbing style, which is what you're seeing right now. And to do that, they needs to be coordinated because it's exactly what you're seeing. They need to move kind of at the same time. So if you're wrong, then someone is on the top and the other is far, and they need to do that. They need to slowly walk one way. And if you're very good and both players click at the exact same time, how is happening right now, the experience, it's very smooth. And why I love that one? I loved it because, okay, one, they made a mistake. The game, as you see, the minigame is not punitive at all. The area, it's quite big for which they can click. You can make multiple mistakes before doing that. So the minigame is not punitive, but when you see them walk at the same time and you are playing it, you feel so good about your collaboration with your friend, or in my case, your brother. You're just feeling like, oh my God, we are so connected. We are perfect. You know, it's amazing. We are fantastic. While once again, the game is not punitive. You're not fantastic at all. Also, Sherry,
yes,
that gives me a very new grove. Yes. Absolutely, it's true. Also, new people join us. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to say hi and to participate. That's the thing. That's the thing, Joshua. I am terrible too. And that's why this part was so well made. Because, as I say, if you notice, actually, the mini game, it's so incredibly easy. The area of clicking, it's so big. And you need to do 4 mistakes in a row to break this mini game. 4 mistakes in a row. Okay. And you just need one other player to reset the count. But so which means that it's not punitive. It's not punitive at all. But when you're doing it, oh, if you feel so good. You feel amazing. You're feeling, oh, I'm the best. We're the best. We are like best friend forever, super strong. And this is one of the things that this game does so well. It makes you feel incredibly well coordinated in everything, not only mini games, but even in the plan. Oh, Uriel, get inside and steal the shit while I distract the guard, which are all super easy things to do in the game. But you feel like a real criminal mastermind that is collaborating with another criminal mastermind, and they are best friends forever.
Absolutely. And I think this brings us to one of the first very important points that we are going to also discover later on in our live. That is friendship and how interconnected are the two players and the two characters in game. So at the start, from a narrative perspective,
I would say that we need to start to advise for spoilers.
Oh no, I will not do spoilers right now.
Yeah, but they're gonna be spoiler eventually, guys. So
okay, so spoiler alert. We are also going to talk about the end of the game at a certain point. And this is a narrative-driven game, so discovering the end is going to actually spoil you part of the experience. If you haven't played the game and you want to play it, I really recommend you to stop looking at the live. Maybe take it up later on after you play the game. You can find the live anywhere on YouTube, Spotify, etc. But spoiler alert, spoilers ahead. You have still a little bit of time because I'm going to start talking from the beginning of the game, but you have been notified. So at the start of the game, the two characters don't even know each other. And at the very start, they don't really like each other either. Leo, the character on the right, try to push back on, I think it's Vincent, the name of the other character, I'm not really sure. So they try to push Vincent out more than once. They are not friendly. But as the game goes on, narratively, they become closer together. They even get to know each other's families, wives, children, etc. And also the players start to really connect playing the game, because one thing that we know from, as game designers, is that people that share strong moments together, they form an attachment. They start getting closer to each other, both in real life and also, if done very well, in fiction. We will talk about this with It Takes Two. There is a very strong moment, but also in this game, you are trying to escape prison. Vincent is going to do 20 years in prison if he doesn't escape. His son is going to be born in just a few days, so he is not very happy to be there. And they almost get caught more than once. That's powerful from a narrative perspective. And players that are playing these, they are also developing their friendship while playing the game. This may sound strange, but correct me if I'm wrong. This is actually true. So going on in the game, playing all these mini games, cooperative parts, taking risks together, all of these is going to push forward the fact that you need to play together. You are friendly. You are your lives depend on each other.
And absolutely yes. Now I want to comment on you and also answer what Cherry Cola is asking. So I will start with what Uriel said, which is, from my point of view, this game is probably one, if not the best, representation of the application of the theory of how we become friends in real life. In case you don't know it, you can go on Wikipedia and you can find it. The anthropologist and psychologist and sociologist actually uncovered how people becomes friends in real life. It's a process that every person that you, if you have any person that you're watching us in this moment, you have
Let's
done
hope
with
you
your
have.
friend. Let's hope it. You have done with your friend. It's a process that every single human does, and it's something that happens from the start of the human race and might eventually go forever in human race. We don't know it. It depends. Maybe we become computer, whatever. We don't know it. But let's say that as long as we say human, we will do this process. Now, this process happens naturally in humans, and it takes time. So, seeing that in a game, which by the way is not very long, it's like 6 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah. I
So
have
it's not like
slightly
incredibly.
less than 6 hours.
So it's not incredibly long. It's amazing to see how well they follow this step, which is one of the one that Uriel was saying was bonding experience. Another element, it's disclosure. It's called in the theory. It's called friendship theory, and this disclosure part, it's very important. It's the part of sharing information about you, from basic one, for example, your name, to very secret one, like you have a family or maybe you are deadly scared to something. That's also why in fiction we say that names have powers, because that's the first information that you need to disclose to someone to show trust. It's literally telling your name. Imagine to meet someone and, hey, hi, how are you doing? You're talking a bit. Okay, how do you call? Oh, I'm Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay, it's like, yeah, that's clearly fake. And it's not the first step to great friendship. So it's interesting. So other than this is how increase the game increase fellowship. In what game this is revolutionary? Well, this game is revolutionary on two elements. First is the quality of the game itself. The quality of the game, it's incredibly high. The narrative is incredibly high. The dialogue are incredibly high. All these elements are very, very good and very interesting. So this is the first part. The second element, it's there's a sensation that the game give you of collaboration, in which even if you're terrible at collaborating, you are feeling that you are amazing and your team is becoming the best. And this now also you notice something that happens in all their game, which is competition mini game, in which let's see who is the best at basically playing an instrument. And the third part, which is something that Uriel spoiled a bit, is the ending. The ending is absolutely fantastic, and is a masterclass in narration and a masterclass in creating co-op experience.
And once again, I want to renew the warning spoiler ahead.
Regarding, I'm saying both, even the branching is interesting. Both character give an option, both player has to vote. Yes, absolutely. Like the game offer multiple ways to solve the same problem, and sometimes you want, for example, Leo tends to be a more punching guy, let's say. So his way to solve is way straightforward, punching people, kind of
Chaotic, violent.
chaotic. Vincent is more like, no, let's try to not destroy everything. Let's try to be more reasoning and more calm,
more stealthy.
more stealthy. And this is already something that you can discuss, because once again, there is not only a voting system, as you correctly say, Chica, but it's also a literally the first person does it wins. So sometimes you are like, oh, let's go stealth. Okay, sure. I'm going to punch the guy. No, don't punch it. Please don't do it. I'm going to punch the guy. Okay. Leo decided that we're going to go for the punching system. And this is really very, very realistic about how things happen in real life, And sometimes you make mistake instead, like, oh, we wanted to do stealth, but we failed, and we didn't manage to do stealth. Not me bonding with Enman game dev is reasonable trauma to share. Yes! Oh, game dev is an incredible good trauma to share. Very sadly, but absolutely, yes. Game dev, that's why, actually, it's very funny, but that is why in video game development, people that pass 10 years of development, like me, are called veterans. It is a funny thing, but it is that. It's because game development is such a difficult thing and such a stressful thing that you are like a war veteran. You survived 10 years in the trenches, which is very funny because that's the only job in the world which has that. Hey, if after 10 years you are a veteran. Now here you see Leo, the player that made Leo, just did a thing to ruin the house. Why? For no reason, just because it's more chaotic. It's more a classic Leo thing.
Yeah, and this is actually very interesting. Many of the interacting things that you can do during the game that are just flavor, they are not going to actually
This is flavor.
impact anything. They are customized to be different depending on the character that is doing them. So, for example, Leo is afraid of heights. He doesn't want to go high anywhere. He's afraid of flying, etc. There is a level at a certain point where you are in a hangar. You are going to fly with a plane, and you as players can choose to discover the environment to explore a little bit. If you go right outside of the hangar, there is a helicopter just standing there, and you as a player can interact with the helicopter. Now, Leo, being very impulsive, he goes inside the helicopter and starts playing with the commands. And the helicopter starts to raise
Nice.
and to fly a little bit. And he has almost a full-blown panic attack because he is alone in a helicopter that is starting to fly and he is not in control. Obviously, he comes down and everything is okay. But that's what happens if you play with Leo and interact with the helicopter. I played Vincent. After my friend did this interaction with the helicopter, I was super curious and I ran there and I tried to do the same with Vincent. And what happened is Vincent is more a reasoning guy. So he comes near the helicopter, you interact, he looks at the helicopter, touches it a little bit, and say, oh, no way in hell I'm going in there. And he doesn't enter the helicopter. And so many of the interactors, from that moment on, we started to do every single interactable twice, once for each character. And many of them are actually different.
Yes.
Because that's going to reflect the character that is playing.
Exactly. And very interesting, the one that you saw it about the paint. If you touch that paint with Leo, you will draw basically fake mustaches. If you do it with Vincent, it will fix the paint because
painting.
it's kind of in a wrong position. And this is fantastic. And this is actually very interesting from a game development point of view because this gives so much flavor to the character, so much how can I say, not background, but characteristics
and
to the character without saying a word. It's basically narrative storytelling, but without characterization. Thank you so much, Cherry. So much characterization without saying a word. If I see a guy and the first action is to doing a chaotic thing, and I see another guy and it's the opposite direction, I understand them. And also, and this is a very simple thing, but it's a very clever against again on the narrative. This is an endless engine of conflict. I actually rarely talk about that, but one element that is very important when you want to make certain type of games, not every type of games, but certain type of games. And this is one of these type of games. So games that require proactive from the player. As you notice, this level has no threat. It's fully proactive. It requires the players to search for things. So if you need to do something that is proactive based in game, you need a source of conflict. Something that always allow the players to have a confrontation. And the fact to have these two characters that have completely opposite way of solving problem, but they have the same objective, is this source of conflict. Is this constant way of, well, why did you, make the painting bad? It was pointless. Now people will notice things. And it's a small thing, of course, but this then will progress to the bigger one. And since we're already at 40 minutes, also there's new people watching us. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to say hi and to share your opinion, question, and feedback or whatever. It's a very friendly chit chat. I think we need to move to the ending of the game.
Yes. And this is the big part of the game. This is what put this game apart from most other games. So once again, spoiler alert. But yes, the game does an extremely good job at creating this sort of friendship vibes.
Yes. This is the motivation of
Diego, there is something strange going on with your mic. I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, you hear me?
Yes, now it's okay. Now
Okay.
it's good.
Sorry, I was saying this, what Charis just said, is the entire motivation of the villain of Canis Canemedit Bully, which is a great game, highly suggested to everyone. And it's one of the best villain written by the simplicity of its motivation and things like that. Sorry to interrupt, but that was absolutely peak comment. Let's put
Yeah,
it
I remember. I remember you talking to me about Bully.
Yes, absolutely, it's super important. Bully is an incredible game, completely underestimated by the fact that it came out in a moment and in a period that was not great for it.
So basically, all the game you are developing this friendship mode, and you are bonding with the other player. In the end, you discover that Vincent is actually an undercover cop, and he has done all of this to retrieve something that only Leo, the other character, knew the location. So the betrayal.
Yes, and also this explains, a bit of, let's say, something that felt like plot holes.
Yeah.
At the start of the game when they ran out of prison, because it was like, it was so easy. Well, because it was all a plan of Vincent.
Yes. And also why Vincent kept trying to connect with Leo at the start of the game, while Leo was pushing him out. Many small plot holes comes out that they are not plot holes at all. So during the last chapter of the game, after playing together the whole time, now you are one against the other. And you quickly realize there is no way out. And this comes back to the title of the game. One of them is not going to make it out of this alive. And you spend the last 10, 15...
Sorry to interrupt.
Don't worry.
Want to believe that there is a way out because you became friends.
Yes.
You want the happy ending. Also because Leo, it's yes, a criminal, but it's a lovable criminal. It's not like a mafia person that kills children in acid. It's not like a big villain.
And you have come to bond really well with not only with the other player but with the characters. As I said before, you met Leo's wife. He has a son. Both Vincent and Leo played basket with the son, and you are actually playing. This is the big impactful thing that video games have over cinema or other medium. You didn't just watch them play; you were playing with them. And same goes the other way. Leo was present for Vincent's son's birth. So very strong moments. And at this point, you are given the guns. You are in this map.
You have a health bar. First time in the game, you have a health bar.
Yes, true. you realize we need to shoot at each other. This is a purely combat map. At this point, my friend and me started. We stopped playing. We were like, no, this cannot be. We don't really need to shoot each other out. We have tried to, okay, let's not
Exactly.
shoot each other. Let's
Exactly.
try to. Yes, yes.
At
we
this
cheating.
point, yes,
But
the
the
split
point
screen
is,
became from the first time, which was a collaboration tool, into a
competition sort of.
betrayal tool, as you said before, into something that used to betray the other to gain an advantage. But here's the thing: you don't want to do that. You're
You don't
feeling
want.
terrible to doing that.
Yeah, you feel guilty with every shot that you are shooting. And my friend and me, we stopped playing. We said, okay, let's not shoot at each other. Let's try to understand where we are, and let's try to meet. Maybe there is a secret ending. Maybe we can play this out. Cool. We don't really need to shoot at each other. We tried, but we understand. Okay, no, the map has a hole in the middle.
Yeah,
We
the map
cannot
is very
actually meet. We paused the game and we went on Google and we looked for secret ending, a way out, and
Well,
we saw that.
you did that instead. Me and my brother, we actually wasted 5 minutes thinking that maybe if we don't do anything for 5 minutes,
Yeah,
we, something
something
happens.
happened.
But that's the thing. No, nothing
It doesn't.
happens. You have spent the last 5 and 30 minutes hour becoming best friends forever,
Yes.
and now someone has to die. And this is the beauty and the revolutionary part that we were saying before, Cherry. It's a game that uses a psychological framework to build, that is used in real life to build friendship, and then revolt this friendship against you, forcing you to decide in between two persons, which at the end of the day are very bad both, because one is an ex-criminal with a heart of gold, and the other is undercover cop, which is a piece of shit because it betrays you. It literally, of course, the game is in 5 hours, but the story is around 2 weeks, 3 weeks out of the prison, and probably like a week in prison. So it's like a month. And so it's someone that's bluntly lied to you for the last month. So
And you have been living together the whole time.
So it's not like, Vincent is always the good guy. Yes, he's probably better guy than a criminal, but he's the criminal with a heart of gold, and the other is, a backstabbing cop.
And yeah,
does.
so
It
that
feels
was
like a psychological experiment.
yeah, so that was very impactful, and I'm very interested to see that also you, Diego, didn't just play the game at this
No.
point. You also tried something because you really don't want to kill the other guy.
Yeah, and here we have another incredible good part. Now, as you notice, and this is something that actually Kojima did it first, if we want to say that from a historical video game point of view, but they starting shooting. Now the weapons are gone. They are already kind of not feeling great, and they are punching. Now they are punching each other. Now, why this is so important? Because what you're seeing, it's awful. One of the things, of course, look how well it's done. This is the moment in which Vincent sees and things like that. So why this is so awful? Because if you know anything about psychology, is one of the concepts that weapons are very bad, real weapon, is that guns make killing feel easy. Because you're pressing a button and something dies. Very simple, very easy. While physical violence, like, I don't know, punching someone to death, stabbing them, choking them, it requires a very high level of hate, basically, because your mind and body see the violence and has to continue to perpetrate the violence. And that's what the game does to you. Oh, shooting was easy. It wasn't easy. Now let's go physical. And look how beautiful is this physical part, which is memory, as of course Cherry was saying, and exactly as I say, Metal Gear did that first in Metal Gear Solid 4. Is the first, and Metal Gear Solid 1, the two Metal Gears, but also it's holding the button. It's not
Yeah.
spamming the button. It's hold the button. You have to
You-
feel.
You feel the weight of every single punch, and the controller is vibrating while you are punching. You are feeling every punch.
And here's the last moment. Now, in case you're wondering why at this moment there is this last moment, this is a very clever design solution, which is basically make everything before that irrelevant. Because
Actually, Diego, we have
yes, you
tried this
can.
multiple times to see all of the endings. The part before it's not actually relevant.
Yeah, it can happen if you had done a very, 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 very good job. But most of the player will arrive this, in which someone gets the gun and have to aim once again. Look, and shoot someone. And now, done. You have killed your best friend, or the other person killed you. And this is one of the ending, of course. And here saying, this is the part when the player give us when the other let him win. Depends. Where me and my brother, no. We were very competitive about not dying. In other cases, yes, it's possible, but still you have to accept that you have to kill it. And the other dies. And it's such a well-constructed moment. It's peak narration, peak game design, in the fact that, once again, even the aiming, it's so slow, you have to keep it. This is the moment where you actually fight in real life. Yeah, well, actually, the moment that I fight in real life, when I discovered that my brother was Vincent, was the backstabbing cop, and was like, "You are a cop? What?" And that is why this game is so good. It takes a psychological framework, it applies perfectly, then he use it against you, and then applies simple mechanics like just keeping the button pressed in the most efficient way to make you feel awful.
Yes. I want to go more in depth into a couple of things that I found brilliant design-wise through this last chapter. So, as we saw before, the two characters had to shoot at each other, and they had a life bar. So once you reached a certain threshold on the life bar, the location changed, a little cutscene played, and you are moving to a new place. So it's sort of like there are rounds while you are fighting. And every time that one of these rounds ends, the character with lower health, so the one that is losing, is going to be spawned in the best place in the new round. So every round has a high ground and a low ground. And if you are losing, this is a sort of negative feedback loop. So they are trying to give you a second shot that actually
they want to keep the
coming
fighting
back.
because it's the difficult part of the game.
Because they are cruel.
Because they're cruel, yes, absolutely.
So you spawn in a better position, and you always. Yes.
Actually, I want this is such a nice detail.
And they want to give you a second shot. And when you reach the last part, the one where the two characters have to rush, well, not rush, but crawl to the weapon, the more health you add at that moment, the easier it is for you to get there. So you will actually move faster. And at this point, you can only zoom in to aim at the other character. I felt like when you are zooming in, you have no chance as a player to aim a little bit around. You are locked in just at the heart. I felt like it would have been a little bit better if I could just move the aim
I disagree on
slightly.
That. Very interesting.
Okay. Why?
Because I think that at this point, it's this scene for me reminds me Metal Gear Solid 3.
Okay.
Which is this. You defeated the boss, which is your mentor / kind of like mother figure / a lot of things. It depends on how you want to interpret the story of Metal Gear Solid. And you know, she is a very good soldier. She's a very good person in general. She's kind of like a martyr. But she's been betrayed by everyone, whatever. Now everyone thinks she's naked too. Yes, in fact, you are naked snake at the start because she has this snake thingy here, which is there is an entire story about it. And now everyone thinks she's evil and she wants to die because that's the classic, the only way to end this war. And basically, what happened is that she tells you, "You have to kill me. You're kind of my son. I want you to do that." And in this moment, you can do nothing other than press square to kill it. Okay, there's nothing else. You can take a longer time to do it. You can take a short time. For me, it took a lot of time. This player actually was kind of fast killing the boss. Heartless monster. No, joke aside. I like it because for me, and the fact that you are forced to kill the other, and the game for the first time tells you, there's no going around. This time, it's shoot to kill. For me, it's very strong because it's literally what you said at the start. It's the mind of the character understand that there is no way out. At this point, they accepted, like you as a player should have accepted, that someone has to die. That's it. Not good ending.
Very interesting. I would like to have a little bit of room to aim because that would have brought me even more in actually feeling the scene. I didn't want a full-on aiming mechanic. I only wanted to be able to aim inside the silhouette of the other person's body, but that would have given me the feeling. Okay, I really cannot go outside of this. I need to shoot him. I need to kill him. But I feel like I am the one who is aiming at the other character. Instead, what they did is it kind of automatically aimed there.
Yes.
So it's bringing that away from me.
Interesting.
But still,
that's
different point of view.
once again, 50% science, 50%.
This is exactly. This is very interesting to talk with other designers because each of us is going to have a little bit a different opinion. And last, but and very subtle detail that I loved about that scene is that in the end, when the character is there bleeding out, saying his last words, the controller is vibrating like the heart. So you feel the controller vibrating strong and rhythmically at the start, and it's getting weaker and more spaced out as the time passes, and in the end, it stops vibrating, and the character is actually that.
Yes, this is such a beautiful element on haptic design once again. It's fantastic, especially because that scene, it's very strong. There's nothing to say. It's very strong.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing the consequences. You are telling people. And what Joshua said is this impression, or he aims for the heart? Well, I don't think he aims specifically for the heart, but he definitely aims to kill once again. It's a shot designed to kill. And that's why I think for me is important. If you had a bit of room, you could have tried to shoot for the, I don't know, the shoulder, the leg, a non-killing area. And then you would have to see the game tell you, oh, well, he still died. No, it's a shoot to kill. The characters has to kill each other because that's the only way. I actually think that aiming for that is really coherent because this is not what the player would do, but what the character, exactly. That's what I say. The character would understand that there is no way out and one has to die and they have to shoot to kill. While I, as a player, might still have shot in the foot, hoping that will have not killed the other character and find a good resolution. So that's why for me, but once again, I'm not saying that I'm right and Uriel is wrong, but for me, that is the right way to doing it because it gives this sensation. The player, one of the character needs to die. There's nothing else that can be done. And this game is incredibly powerful. It's absolutely an amazing experience to play. It's a very short experience, which I think it's made it even better. Game on. thank you for being here and thank you for leaving a comment. I love this game and I find games from this developer very interesting. I'm currently trying Split Fiction. It has a lot of juiciness in the game, and in some aspect, I think it's superior to It Takes Two. Well, actually, we want to play, me and Uriel, absolutely Split Fiction. It's something that we said, and we will discuss as soon we played it. So it's absolutely something we'll do it. I loved Split. I loved Takes Two, but less than this game. I preferred A Way Out because while I think the story of It Takes Two is very beautiful, it's very cool, and many other things, which I think it's honestly amazing. It doesn't have this. It didn't have the weight on my heart and the emotional that I had of killing my brother, basically, in every sense. Because of course, Takes Two, it's a positive story. Yes, he has his dark moment, but it tends to go into a positive way. And regarding this, yes, it's definitely a vicarious experience at its finest. I hope that I will never be in jail and has to run away and kill my best friend. But that is the strength of it, is the strength of something that it's both vicarious experience and both real human nature. Because yes, it's a story about escaping, and yes, it's a story about at a certain point they go in an island and kill a guy. So there is a bit of action movie things.
And please show that part of it's the second link while we are talking, because that's also a very neat moment.
Well, in the meantime, let's say, so there is a bit of, James Bonding elements into that, but it's also a real basic story of friendship betrayal, which I hope they never happened to any of you, but if it happened, you know that it stings. And that's why it's so powerful. Yes, you are, once again, doing this James Bond stuff. You run away from prison. You are very powerful, blah, 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 millions of things, whatever. But at most, at the end of everything, it's one friend betrayed another and them killing each other, which is not an easy thing. And yes, I hope that I don't have that type of experience, Cherry. Maybe in the future you will see Unlucky Gamer Talk, Diego from Jail Edition. Oh, Diego, why are you dressed in a certain
killing
way?
each other.
Oh, it's a particular thing. Nothing to worry about.
Well, let's hope not. So yeah, just a couple of words, and then I think we are out of time. Yeah.
And here's the moment. So Leo confronts Leo's way. Leo approaches Vincent's way. Is what we were saying before. One is gonna be more violent. One is gonna be more discussion. Also because now you know that Vincent is an undercover cop, so it wants to limitate death to the minimum, of course.
And this is the apparent ending of the game, because while you are playing, this guy that is dying is the big bad. So the whole game you try to chase him, and you feel like, okay, we are getting to the end of the game. It's the peak action moment. We caught him
against the bad guy.
Yes, we destroyed an outpost, and now we're going to kill him. And it's super cool, by the way, how he is killed. And then you discover, wait, the game is not ending yet, and you arrive to the part of the betrayal. But all of these, the Pulp Fiction quotes and the way that he dies, I feel it's still another design genius way to end a game. Because if you go ahead like just of a few seconds, you get to the moment where you actually kill the guy, and it's perfect. Okay, yeah, let's wait it out.
It's only 4 minutes. I mean, we went long today a bit, but there was so much to about this game.
Yeah. So one of the player is held hostage, the other is has to find the right moment to actually shoot the bad guy behind. And once this happens, you are both going to kill him. Okay, he failed.
He failed, so
Game over.
game over ways. And they could have give Leo immunity for collaborating with a cop. Well, that's the thing. Leo didn't collaborate because he didn't know he was a cop.
And the cop, the Vincent is trying to say, "Don't worry, don't fight back. We are going to solve it. You are going to just create not immunity, but you are going to do a shorter sentence." But Leo doesn't care. He's not treason. He is enraged and feels
He's betrayed.
betrayed. Yes, and this is the moment you start shooting, and now a slow-mo starts, and you are going to shoot together all that you have to the guy that is falling inside the swimming pool.
Classic
And
Scarface
yeah,
moment.
exactly. And yeah,
It
this was
feels like an end. You know, hey.
exactly. And it's also a good end. You feel very good. You
Yeah.
both killed the guy together. Everything came together
Revenge
was
has been
done
served.
very well. And then you discover, wait, that's not it.
Yeah.
What? We need to run now?
And that's fine. That's why it's such a great game. He created these, and by the way, this is a five level structure, 5 narrative structure, in which it is this fake ending and then the real ending. And let's go back here. And once again, today we went very long because this game is, in my opinion, is a masterpiece, absolute masterpiece. In many elements of game design and many elements of narrative. But in general, it's a masterpiece, very well done. The only thing I could say bad about this game is the sometimes graphic is not great. But once again, this is something that we discussed at the start of having 2 cameras.
Well, yeah. I will also add in the bad parts the ship. When you have to control the small boat, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Certain
yeah.
elements are not easy, but there is so much content.
Yeah.
So today, as I say, we went very long. Thank you for being with us. We have been a lot today, so thank you for being with us. Thank you for interacting. Thank you for asking questions. And we will eventually, of course, doing the new one. We might do It Takes Two, since we both played it and not together. So we can have, once again, different opinion on it. And have a great night, and bye.
Bye.